The interesting thing that really compelled us about the work was we needed to figure out how to capture the animal, provide safe access to a team of scientists for 15 minutes, and then let it go alive. So we could crack the code on a 30-million-year-old puzzle. First thing you'll notice is, number one, we have a ship, a proper vessel, and that vessel has a lift that goes over the side of it that can pick up a lot of heavy animals. Secondly, we have a team and a crew that runs that ship and our fishing vessel, our game boat, the Contender. And then along that, we'll host a group of scientists. So when this process goes down, the crew moves the ship out, gets us in position where we want to be. The crew gets the gear out, gets the game boats out in the water, and then hopefully eventually a shark comes and picks up a bait, which the crew will go out and we will get control of that animal. Getting the shark into the cradle, lifting it up out of the water, and then securing it and making sure it's a safe environment. At that point then, we wave down a science team, a multidisciplined collaborative science team that has sequenced out the sampling procedures for 25 different research projects that we must conduct in about 15 minutes. While that's happening, Captain Brett will be on the nose of the animal. He's got a hose in its mouth. He's ventilating the animal so we know it's breathing. The first thing we do is our chief veterinarian and scientist, Dr. Harley Newton, will pull a blood sample first thing. What that does is it immediately is run into the lab and it is spun up so we understand the general stress level of this animal within a minute or two. Assuming that falls within our normal kind of parameters, which happens 99% of the time, we then proceed with the remainder of the projects. At first, an ultrasound will be conducted, then an internal acoustic tag will go into their bellies. Bacteria will be taken from their teeth, tongue, and gums, any wounds on their bodies for new drug discovery for humans. There will be, if it's a male, we'll try to get a semen sample. We may get a fecal sample, and then we will begin to mount the tag on its dorsal fin, the spot tag, which gives us its location for 5 years. Every time it sticks its fin out of the water, that's the real-time tracker you see on the Global Shark Tracker at OCEARCH.org. And all of that takes about 15 minutes, and those 25 projects are wrapped up. One of the things we've learned a lot about over the years is be patient. We're seeing a lot of these animals where they're just getting more and more relaxed when they're in the cradle, and they're super still because they have this condition called learned helplessness. And then once they're in the water, they stay there for a while, and then they just kind of wake up and they ease right out. I feel so small, so humbled. Thank God you're still making babies and your genetics are still here, because your kids will be the conductor and your kids will be capable conductors. The ones that survived us and are now giving the ocean back to us. There's always a sense of relief. You realize it's a different test, right? This has nothing to do really with fishing or catching, other than the fact that it allows us to leverage the latest technology and let it go with it. The key is to understand this story, and when you understand this story, you know how to manage them back. We have more life off our coast now in the United States than we've seen since the 50s, and we're trending up, up, up. There's a lot to celebrate around that.